Hello. Hello, hello. Sorry, we had welcome. Welcome, welcome. We have lots of things to talk about this evening. Can you tell me if there's an echo in here? I'm in my shop tonight and I can hear myself echo. So I'm worried that the sound might be kind of funky coming in for you. But let me know. It's not bad? Okay. All right. Well, as you can tell, it's cutting out a little. Uh-oh. Okay. I wonder if I should just take this inside and try again. Let me know if it's still cutting out. Sorry, I haven't done a live out here, probably for this very reason. Okay, I'm gonna start. Tell me if it keeps cutting out. If not, I'm gonna keep going. It's better now? Okay, okay, okay. Hello. Hello. I'm coming at you live from my shop because I am currently I'm preparing flowers for a wedding for tomorrow. Um, but there's so much I want to talk about, so I had to do a live. I'm trying to do a live at least once a week. uh, just so I can get to know the community here more and get some feedback. And I feel better talking to people instead of just talking to myself. That's not fun. Okay, so we've got a lot of things to discuss. I'm sure most of you have seen, sorry if I keep glancing over here, my computer's set up right here. Uh, I'm sure many of you have seen the post from Tim Ballard in the last couple days, especially today. He put out a press statement. Um, Now, some of us, I'm sure, have been following this story a little bit closer than others. And I know that what we're talking about here is not for everybody, but I'm genuinely at such a weird, like, I don't know what to think about it, I guess is what I should say. I really don't know what to think about it. And so I'm curious what you guys think. I'll give a little bit of background premise for those who not paid attention to him. Okay, so he had a company, I guess for lack of better words, called Underground Railroad, Operation Underground Railroad, where they saved children that were being trafficked and abused all over the world. So he's done a lot of good, right? Which is how I think he gained some kind of following because people were encouraging that, supporting that. Um, and then he put out a movie called Sound of Freedom, and it was all about his story and a story within his story. And that did really well, brought a lot of awareness. Now, a woman named, what's her full name? Michelle Boris? Is that her name? And I guess the same allegation was given to his wife too, which is interesting and bizarre. Not by the same person, but by another person. Um, he was not convicted of any of these crimes. There was lack of evidence for these crimes. But when this happened, he did throw, he says he didn't, but he did because there's proof that he did. He threw um, Elder Ballard's name out there because they were good friends. He's like, Elder Ballard can vouch for me, which is probably not the smartest thing to do because that's an apostle. You can't just throw an apostle's name around and think that they can speak for you. They were good friends. They remained good friends up until Elder Ballard died. And he still holds a great fondness for him, like a paternal figure. Now, what also happened during this time is that the church put out a statement kind of disassociating themselves with Tim Ballard, saying we don't speak for him, we're not associated, he's dealing with his own thing. Rightfully so. The church is not involved in his issues going on, right? So they were just kind of creating some distance there. Tim alleges that there is a man within the church's publication, broadcasting. I don't know. I don't know what his actual title is. Let me look it up. He alleges that he put out like falsified information. His name is Doug Anderson, I believe. Let me just double check this. He put, yes, he's the director of media relations for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He put out a ton of information about Tim and backing these claims during this court hearing, um, all at the same time that Tim was trying to run for a Senate seat, and so it was conflicting in a political race. And anyway, so he's forming a lawsuit against him in particular. Okay, so there was like 50 moving parts. Here's where I want to get down to brass tacks. So the woman who the plaintiff in the lawsuit against the sexual assault lawsuit, I have the whole entire document pulled up from the actual court documents. Actually, I'm sorry. This is the deposition. Uh, okay, so they claim, I'm going to read it specifically from the deposition. They claim that, where is it? I'm so sorry. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, the Utah County detective verified to plaintiffs that the DNA was 100% match of Ballard's DNA. However, law enforcement has declined to provide Ms. Boris the test results for the time being, as there is a pending criminal investigation. Okay, so their lead evidence was that his semen DNA was found on her skirt. And that's the DNA that she put forth to the lab. And she claims that somebody from the lab told her that the test results were 100% match, but they never provided those test results to her. Um, so that's where I have issues. And he was never convicted in this crime because there was lack of evidence. And she also retracted her statements multiple times saying that she had lied. And they have that in email and voice memo. So I'm really okay. So now I'm all over the place. So now let's go over to his statements today. So we have some background information. Today he put out 2 things. One, he put out a little video saying that he needs everybody's help to try to understand and to listen, and he's trying his best to, like, get the message across. There's more information coming. Bear with him, kind of a sort of thing. And then they put out another statement. So they're putting out a press release, and it's going to, like, every news outlet. It's going everywhere, okay? And then they also put out this statement today. Catherine, which is his wife, and I are aware that our experience and our pain hit so many of you very close to home. I want you to know that we grieve with you. We are so very sorry for the pain you have gone through and are going through. It is real. We understand your feelings. How you choose to handle that is a very personal journey. Our prayers go out to you. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, when all of this was going on, Tim claims that his stake president took advantage of the court of law, the membership court that we have direct communication within the church. He stated that he was not allowed a witness in. He was not allowed a hearing with the high priest. He was not allowed anything that it says in the scriptures that we should be allowed for some kind of judgment hearing. That's where he's got qualms, and I feel like I've got qualms too there. Now, with all of this, I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with anything he's saying. I have no idea. I was not there. Um, Yes, an elder's court. Yes. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with anything that's going on with him, but if that is the case, that he was excommunicated without proper jurisdiction, that's a problem. Um, he also claims that somebody that was a high priest told the stake president that was not okay and that he was acting without a bounds, and the stake president revoked his temple recommend for doing that. So again, this is all what he's saying happened. We don't know. We weren't there. But it's in our face, and it's probably going to blow up more after this press release goes out tomorrow. So I'm just trying to kind of get ahead of the game here and pick your guys' brain. First of all, I don't think we have to make a choice on where we stand on this, but it is affecting the church because there's going to be talk about the church because of this press release. And so I think that it's important that we kind of learn the information so that we can discern for ourselves. And we know that in this day, we are going to have many, many, many opportunities to be tested. Um, can you recap? Well, I essentially told the story of what's happened with Tim Ballard up to this point, and I'm saying I don't agree or disagree. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck is going on because it feels like we have to use some serious discernment here soon. Um, their huge press release goes out on blast across the world, and we It's gonna affect how people view the church. Um, so I'm just telling everybody to buckle up and maybe dig deeper to find some evidence and figure out what you think on the matter. Because I'm sure people, coworkers, friends, family are gonna talk to you about it because it's gonna be on blast everywhere. Um, I don't think that any press is good press. I don't believe in that because I think that this looks bad. Um, on both ends, it looks bad if he's wrong, and it looks bad if he's right because there's also members of the church that took advantage of this court system for excommunication that we have. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with that, and I don't know how to feel about it, and I don't know what to think about it. Um, yeah, so I think that's kinda why I'm jumping in here. I don't know what to say. Kiori says, "I don't know what to say about Tim. What I do know is paternity leave starts next week." That's so exciting. This is number 4 for Kiori, so that's exciting. All boys. Also, um, Kiori has a book coming out or is out. Um, you emailed me, but I don't think I received it because I didn't receive it. It's cabriawhite1 at Gmail. So maybe check and make sure you send it to the right place. Okay. So that's my Tim Ballard shtick. I don't know what to think about it. I'm curious what you guys all think about it. Let's move on to something a little bit more positive. So we had a new apostle called today. We had a new apostle called. I'm pretty sure that most of us could tell where this was going, or where the new apostle was coming from. It tends to come from this direction. Not always, especially with like Dallin H. Oaks. It did not happen that way, but this is a pattern that often happens. Sorry, my dog's in here and she's getting into a box. Um, so we have Elder Gerald Causse. I can't say. I'm so bad at pronouncing things. Um, anyways, so we have Elder Gerald Causse, and he is from France. He is the first apostle called from France, and they did a little bit of an expose on him in the newsroom. But I found a couple other things that I found really fascinating about him. So first of all, uh, he noted in the newsroom article that he grew up in France in a time where there were mostly branches, and only a handful, right? There was only a couple branches, and it's been cool for him to watch the church grow worldwide, but especially in France because he loves his home country. And I think that would be so neat to watch a place just boom. Maybe some of you have had. I just got your email, Curie. Thank you. Okay. Oh man. Oh man, Kevin. Kevin's here. Kevin's here to make sure I pronounce things correctly again. Let's see. Gerald Causse. That's the best you're gonna get, Kevin. That's the best you're gonna get. Okay. So I thought that I was just thinking about that because I had I I can't speak. My brain's so fast today. My husband served in Ghana, and that area has just exploded. Now we have multiple missions in Ghana. When he went, it was just one. Now there's a temple. So he had kind of a similar experience in that regard. My grandparents served in Vanuatu, Fiji, and now there's going to be a temple there too. I know so many people who have had this similar experience, and I can't imagine what that would feel like to have like a small part in making that come into fruition. So how cool for him to be a member of a branch in France when there were no wards, no stakes, no temples, and now he gets to be an apostle for the Lord and represent his country like that. 4 apostles now not born in the United States. Yes, yes, Latter-day Dan, perfect. There are 4 now, which is also so cool to see that worldwide coming in. Um, so we've got Uchtdorf, we have, Suarez, we have Cusot, Casse, sorry, not Cusot. Why do I always wanna keep saying Cusot? Who's the 4th? Who am I missing? Who's the 4th? Who's the 4th, Dan? Why am I blanking? Is there 4? Or is it just 3? Uchtdorf, Suarez. Now we have who am I missing? Oh, Kieran. Ha! Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes, Elder Patrick Kieran. Not Gong. Not Gong, Kevin. Gong Gong is not foreign. Um, Where was Garrett W. Gong born? He was born, um, where was he born? He was born in Redwood City. Not Gong, Kevin. Um, okay, so yes, we have 4 foreign to the US, apostles, which is so exciting to see just the world expanding in this church, and, hold on, I'm drinking my hot cocoa. It's cold out here. Um, I think that's so neat. Okay, so a couple of things that I found really, really cool about him. So when he was 12, he was the pianist for his primary. When he was 16, he was the Sunday school president. Not just taught Sunday school president. Remember, he was in branches, so that need was necessary, but I think it tells us something about the responsibility that he had at such a young age. He grew up not grew up, he got his master's in France, and he, worked within the food, franchise food industry. And then he was able to be the presiding bishop. So he was in charge of all of the bishop's storehouses. He was also in charge of lots of service throughout the church, the majority of the service throughout the church. And I think that's so cool. Now, under his authority, I guess, the church gained in funds $1 billion in service funds? Oh my goodness, did you hear my dog whine? Um, and I thought that that was so neat that he talked about how his oh, Muffin! So sorry. Under his stewardship, the funds for the bishop's storehouse grew, funds for service grew, and that doesn't have anything to do with him. He was just saying that he felt, grateful to be called to that responsibility to divvy out those things to people in need. Um, he also has put out 2 piano Christmas albums. One came out in 2019. Um, I just like learning different facts about it makes him seem more human, I guess. Um, 2019, then one in what was the other one? I'm sorry, I should have had this pulled up beforehand. One in 2022? What the heck? Gerald Causse? Maybe one day I'll say it correctly. Um, I believe that they're just piano, but we'll see. Yes, Christmas songs that he released, piano 2, full orchestra. So, um, it's both. One was entitled Noel that came out in 2020, and it was a collaboration between Gerald Causse and Nicholas Giusti. So this is classic Christmas songs. And then also he did one in 2019 as well. So go check those out, especially because it's Christmas time. That'll be nice to see. Um, yeah. So I think it's really fun to learn about our new general authorities. I'm very excited to hear more from him. We've obviously gotten some glimpses over the last couple years. They've had him speak more and more in general conference. I feel like he's been more frequent. Um, I think it'll be fun to learn more about him and see him more. Um, okay. Curie says, "Am I naive to think I'll have time during paternity leave to start my YouTube channel?" How long is your paternity leave, Curie? That's my question. I don't think it's naive if you're willing to work hard. 3 months 3 months for real? For real, it's 3 months? That's amazing. That's amazing. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind my asking, that would allow you to get 3 months off? That's crazy. You write software. Okay, so since you are tech savvy, I would assume, and you're knowledge savvy, I would assume that you'd be just fine to start it on your paternity leave. I would say don't jump right in, enjoy that little baby, but, if you've got the time, I think you can. I have only been doing mine for, like, a month and a week. Um, Yeah, so I think you definitely can. You've got the knowledge, you've got the know-how, you've got the drive, why not? Do it. Do it, do it. The church is calling for us to saturate the internet. Truly, genuinely. The church is calling for us to saturate the internet, to overpower the anti-material, and to build a community. So I would do it if I were you. Do it. Okay, now we have the Christmas devotional that happens every single year. This year is a little bit different. This year, it is not a live audience. And as far as I can tell, that is the first time this happened. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is the first time that I have seen that it has happened that way. Generally, it's in the conference center. Generally, it has a live audience. Occasionally, it's been in the tabernacle, but as far as I can tell, it's been a live audience every single time. So that'll be interesting. I wonder why. They're also doing it with the backdrop of what is it called? There's a play slash musical performance. What is the actual title of it though? It is set to the backdrop of the Savior of the World set, which they have set up already in Salt Lake for their big Christmas performance, for that performance. So I don't understand why. Obviously, there's a reason. We just don't know the reason. But I found that quite interesting, something different. I don't know. I don't know. Have you guys ever seen that before? Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never seen it not be a live audience for the Christmas devotional. I'm very eager to hear Elder Oaks, President Oaks, goodness gracious. I think we all are. I think it's been nice to hear things consistently from our prophets and apostles. So to just get another little tidbit here in a couple weeks feels good. I feel like we need that reassurance and that confirmation. We need that guidance and direction. Sorry, the dog's trying to go in her crate. Come. So it'll be good to hear from them here shortly. If you have not already subscribed to the Apostles YouTube pages, please do that. Please do that. They're putting out quite a bit of information. I feel like at least one of them is posting each week, if not multiple. So please look into their YouTube pages. Latter-day Dan says, probably for scheduling, maybe those who are speaking have assignments elsewhere during December, so they need to pre-record it. I don't know, probably something like that. It probably is something like that. Yeah, I wasn't insinuating it was this big secret thing. I was just saying I don't know the reason, but it's interesting. Okay, Elder Bednar had a great video this week. Yes, he did. Muffin, come here. This week, Elder Bednar had a video. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Hey. That's okay. Take the dog with you. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we had multiple videos come out this week. Gong did put out a video about AI. That was great. Both of those, you should check them out. So we got quite an interesting video from Elder Bednar, I think. And he came to us from the Sacred Grove. So that was interesting in and of itself. And I found it interesting. He talked about many different things, but he obviously gave his testimony of the restoration of Joseph Smith. And I thought it was lovely. I always love hearing our prophets testify of the restoration, because I think that a good chunk of the church has fallen away because lack of testimony of the restoration. So I love when they reemphasize this. And I don't know. I just thought it was lovely. Anytime I get to hear the prophets or apostles testify of the Book of Mormon specifically, I enjoy that. Gong's video was great. I only watched half of that one. I need to finish the other half. I'm planning on doing a video on his video though. So stay tuned for that one, because we're definitely coming back around to that. Okay. So I have a couple questions for you all. One, I have created a song. Well, okay, let me rephrase this. I wrote the lyrics to a song because music's my number one language and I love it. I didn't write the music though. I had AI do the music for me. I know, I cheated after Gong's AI video. But I am using it as my intro video for my channel. The lyrics I wrote though, so it's not 100% AI. But what I want to do is I would love to get clips from you all, either doing something in an active service or a church activity of some sort, or I don't know, temple grounds near you. I don't know, just something either church related or service oriented. Um, Hold on, my kids are in here. You two need to go. Oh, anyways, but I want to make the videos. Nope, right there. No, grab that. Okay, head that way. I want to make a video with you guys in it. I want to make a music video for that channel song with service-oriented clips. So if you have anything, maybe you're over like Young Women or something and you guys do a service project, or you go to the temple often and you're able to take a picture at the temple grounds, I don't know, something along those lines. So if you have any clips, send them my way to the email that's on my channel. I don't know, like 10 to 20-second videos is all I'm asking here. Yes, Kevin, you do have to do nice things for other people. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to be like Jesus, you do. And if you're going to walk with Jesus, as we encourage to do so here on this channel, yes, I would encourage you to do nice things for other people. So please send those little clips my way. Even if it's just like you reading your scriptures or your child saying a prayer, like just a little 5-second video or something, and I'll splice them all together to make this music video for the song. By when? That's a good question. Maybe just by the end of the month. That'd be great. By the end of November. That way I can put it out before Christmas time. Yeah, so you can hear a snippet of it at the beginning of my videos now. Holding a new baby, yes. Parentage is service. Are you kidding me? I've said this before. My 3-year-old boy is a psychopath. Truly. I love him. He's a gift from heaven, but he is testing every nerve I have. So holding a new baby, yes, I think that qualifies as service. Any kind of parentage is service. Yes, gift in parentheses. He is though. He's great. He's so lucky. He looks like his dad. Yeah, he's a little bit crazy. I don't know if I've said it on here before, but he literally like bit the head off a lizard. Like that's the kind of crazy we're talking about. Okay, we're not talking about just like, oh, he's just a boy. No, he's pretty feral. He's pretty feral. So I was a girl mom twice before I was a boy mom, and so it's a whole new ball game. I will say I really appreciated Elder Bednar's little snippet. I don't remember when he put this out. I'll have to find it and post it on my channel. But he talked about how it was such a chore to do family home evening, but they made it a goal to do it every week, regardless, with their boys, and they'd be like hitting each other and kicking each other and calling each other names, and they still did it, and they were pulling their own teeth, thinking it was pointless. And so I'm glad I'm not alone, that even Apostle of the Lord had that struggle with their children. So that makes me feel better. That makes me feel better. Kiori says, my youngest stuck a Band-Aid inside the vertical holes in an electrical socket. Yikes. Well, luckily, the Band-Aid is made of silicone mostly, so that probably absorbed stuff. So your kid's smart, Kiori, okay? It could have got electrocuted, but that's a better option than a fork. So just saying. Okay, so any thoughts on I know we talked about a myriad of things, but anybody have any thoughts on all of this? Is there anything that people are struggling with that they perhaps want to deep dive on that type of topic? Or is there anything that anybody would be curious to see a video on? Because my channel is very new, we're only a month old, I have been trying to kind of feel out where the videos should go. We just wrapped up our Teachings of the Temple series. So if you haven't watched those, go check those out. We talked about the ancient tabernacle and modern day temples, symbols, the covenants that we make, all the things. So I did a whole thing on that, but I don't quite know what else to do besides, I'm not saying I'm stopping. I'm saying I'm trying to figure out which direction to take this. I just felt prompted to start this channel, so that's why I'm doing it. And so I'm just going by the Spirit. And so all the videos that I've made so far have been by the Spirit. A video on the scribes of Joseph Smith, that's actually a great idea because they were hit or miss in the end. So that's a great idea, Dan. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do a series on that. That's quite some fascinating biographies there. So I like that. I felt prompted the other day to do a Porter Rockwell video, and like nobody watched it. And I spent so much time researching him because we don't have a ton of information. So I'm just going off the Spirit here, but I like that idea because it's kind of the same lane as that. So Latter-day Dan suggests a video on the scribes of Joseph Smith. Maybe I'll do a series of the scribes of Joseph Smith because that's a lot of information to cram into one video. Any other suggestions? Anything you want to see a video of? As far as collaborations, Christ Pearls and I are going to do a video at some point. I'm sure I'll do something else with Through the Mist and LDS Scooby, if you know who they are. I had 2 other collaborations that were supposed to be. I won't talk about those. They fell through, and I'm a little bit sad about them. Yeah, I'm open to anything. If good, I'm glad he did. I need to buy one now that I have the correct link. Said if it sucks, he's coming after me. Yeah, you better hold up your context there, Kiori. It's a big deal to publish a book. Better be correct, sir. I'm excited to read it, though. I'm very excited to read it. Yeah, so I'm open to collaboration. So once you get your 400 references, okay, I think you've done your due diligence, sir. Good work. Good work. But once you get your channel up, we should collaborate. That'd be fun. Latter-day Dan, same to you. I know you go over, check out his channel. Latter-day Dan's doing a great job over on his channel, so go check him out. Any other video suggestions of things you want to see? I did a video on the youth because I felt like I needed to talk to them a little bit. So if you have youth, or you're a parent of youth, or you are a leader over youth, or you are a youth, go check that one out. I felt like that was a really good video. It had a lot of good information, a lot of hope in that video, I suppose. I'm grateful to all of you who come on these lives and help me to, I guess, just further this along and to understand the direction that Heavenly Father wants us to take this and what people need and what people desire to hear. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going on the Spirit. So if anybody else has anything to add, go for it. Otherwise, I might end this here in just a minute. I do have a ton of flowers left I need to make. Before I was a teacher, I was a florist for weddings and events. So I have a wedding tomorrow for my old bishop, actually, his son. So what are my thoughts on how hard people should be pushing themselves to become better disciples of Christ? I think you should do anything and everything you can to become a better disciple of Christ. I don't think that you should run faster than you have strength for. We're told that. I do think that you should be a little better every day. So let's say you have, these are examples I give to my kids, because it can feel daunting and overwhelming when you're like, I am not like Christ. I'm not even close. How am I supposed to, that just seems insurmountable. I think when you take things bit by bit, just like we receive knowledge bit by bit, line upon line, I think when you do it the same way, that's a great place to start, and it doesn't feel so overwhelming. So if you have a road rage problem, start there. If you are really sassy in communication with other people, maybe reserve some of your thoughts. If when you make jokes, you poke fun and poke down instead of poking up, maybe go there. If you lack in serving in your ward and community, maybe try harder at your calling. I don't know. There's little things that you can do every single day. And yes, Kiori is correct. Start by doing nice things for people. That's a great place to start. I think that's a great place to start. I think when you think of others more than you think of yourself, then you're being like Christ. He was selfless. So if we are being selfish, then we are not being like Christ. So be selfless and you'll be like Christ. I think it sounds silly, but if you literally are like, because they can see all, right? Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ are outside of space and time. They can see all and feel all and all the things, right? If you literally just think, they're literally right behind me. Would I be doing what I'm doing? Would I say what I'm saying? Think of the song, If the Savior Stood Beside Me. There's a reason that was written. If you think of that throughout the day, you're probably going to make better choices. I don't know, for the same reasons that like a kid in the month of December is on their best behavior because they know Santa Claus is coming, you know that Christ is coming again one day. So what are you doing now to be on your best behavior? I don't know. That's my suggestion. Do a little bit better each day. 1% better every single day. That's my thought. I don't know. Maybe I don't know anything, but it seems like a pretty good plan to me. That's my thought. So start there, Kevin. Tell us how it goes. Maybe next week we'll check back in with Kevin, see how he's doing. Kevin, I bet you can be like Jesus. Let's see, what's something you struggle with, Kevin? Where's one way you're not like Jesus? Maybe let's start there. What's something you do that's not like Jesus that you wish you could be better at? Kevin needs to take inventory. Kiori and Kevin, do you know each other? Do you actually know each other? I'm curious. Or are you just silly? Thank you, Audra Forbes, for smashing that like button. I appreciate it. No, you don't know each other? That's interesting. Kevin? Any answer? Are you still here? I don't know if you're still here. I struggle with knowing which country Elder Gong is from. That is called racism. Okay? Oh, Kevin. Now we know. Gong is from California, Kevin. Geographist. Oh my goodness. See, this is the fun community we're building here. Kevin's got jokes every time, and I enjoy them. They make it a little less daunting to talk to my screen. So I appreciate it. All right. Well, send any comments. Are those jokes? Kiori. Yes, they are. Maybe you can start to be more like Jesus by not making fun of Kevin. Kevin's trying his best to be like Jesus, everybody. Okay? But you can send any other thoughts, questions, ideas, collaboration, perhaps, chances, anything you want. Send it over to my email and I will take a look at it. I promise. Thank you all for joining. I got to get back to these flowers. Actually, I'm going to show you my bridal bouquet really quick before I go because I need to show somebody. Therapist eventually sees this. I know she'll appreciate it. I need to put the ribbon. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh, I don't know where my camera is. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? There we go. Anyways, that's it. I just had to show somebody. She's pretty. I think she's pretty. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know how reverse works. Ta-da. Okay. Anyways, so I will see you guys next time. I need to go finish all of this stuff. And I will probably not put out a video until maybe I can get one out Saturday, but more than likely not till Monday. All right. Well, thank you all for joining. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.